Hi guys, welcome to Renee's Masterclass. This is Tanvi Chemburkar. I'm a celebrity makeup artist and today I'm going to help you decode the perfect office look. So let's get started. So we're going to start by using the concealer. I'm going to use the shade Caramel. We're just going to apply it on the lids just to create a perfect base for the eye makeup. I'm going to be using blending brush and I'm just going to go over the lids. I'm going with a slightly warmer shade. This way it's going to correct and conceal any imperfections on the eyelid. I'm going to be using the same for the other eyelid. Always remember to use a warmer shade so that you can correct the imperfections. Once you apply the base, we're going to quickly go in with a compact. This compact is shade Almond Beige and it's going to help keep the lids matte and also help set the concealer in place. I'm using the same brush and just patting it onto the lids. Just make sure you're using a patting motion so that you don't take away the concealer, but at the same time you're setting it. Next, we're going to start with the Renée Holistic Hard Black Kajal. It's an extremely black pencil which gives you a good enough time to blend. So we're going to start by drawing a thin line very close to the lash line. You don't necessarily have to have a neat line. We're anyway going to smudge it out. Once you do that, I'm going to take an angle brush and a little brown shadow. This is from the Golden Hour palette and the shade name is Tanned. I'm going to be using a concealer brush and I'm going to take a little bit of the tanned eyeshadow. I'm going to use small strokes back and forth and I'm going to smudge it upwards. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Again, do a very thin line near the lash line. You don't have to worry about it being neat. We're anyway going to smudge it out. And I'm going to use small strokes back and forth and blend out the kohl. You also want to blend it upwards so that you get that little smoked out effect. Make sure you're not taking the product away close to the lash line because then you're going to lose the definition. I'm going to take a little bit of the darker and the lighter brown and repeat the steps. Next, I'm going to be taking a blending brush and the same light eyeshadow and I'm just going to go in the crease area. What I'm doing is whatever harsh edges you see, I'm just going to soften that. I'm going to repeat that on the other eye. And then I'm going to take the slightly darker color and just do it in the corners. I'm going to go back to the smaller brush and take the darker brown, put it on the outer part of the lower lash line. So once we are done applying the eyeshadow, I'm just going to go back to the kajal pencil and I'm just going to tightline the upper waterline. I'm going to repeat the same on the other eye. I'm just going to hold the eyelid and look down and I'm going to use small strokes and just tightline the eye. What this is going to do is it's going to fill in all the gaps between the lashes and it's going to give that good definition around the eye. So next we're going to move on to the skin. For the skin we're going to use the Renée Glass Glow Drops. These can be used as a primer. They can also be used as a skincare product and you can also mix it in the foundation. They're extremely hydrating and easy to use and any skin type can actually use this product. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to mix it with the foundation. And for the foundation we're going to be using the stick foundations. They're extremely hydrating, they give a very nice natural finish and again they're medium to buildable coverage. We're going to be mixing two shades today to get her shade. I'm going to be mixing Chai Tea and Creamy Latte. I've taken equal amounts of the foundation sticks in both the shades and I've just added 2 drops of oil just to make it as creamy as possible. I'm just using the spatula and basically breaking down the product. You want to make sure that everything is well mixed together before applying it on the face. Now I'm going to be using the Renée foundation brush. I'm going to take a little product on the flatter side of the brush and I'm just going to start patting it onto the face. By patting it on, you're basically building coverage and you're pressing the product into the face. The shape of the brush is such that you can get into the inner corners of your eyes, around the nose. If you want to take away the excess, this brush really works. Instead of patting, you start buffering it out. So depending on how much coverage you want, you can play with the brush. So if you see, this side looks slightly heavier, whereas this side looks slightly more natural. That's because of the two different techniques of the brush. So we're going to just buffer this side. So since a day look, we want to keep it as natural as possible. Don't forget the neck. You want to make sure that you've blended everything onto the neck so that the face and the neck matches. Now you just want to make sure that you buffer out all the excess product, leaving the skin feeling super natural. Next, we're going to move on to the concealer. I'm using the shade Honey, which is slightly warmer, but I'm going to use it under the eyes to correct any imperfections. I'm going to warm it on the back of my hand and I'm just going to dot it mainly on the inner corners. That's where you have maximum warmth, so I'm just going to apply more product over there. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to take a beauty blender and just buffer it out. Don't forget to go in the inner corners and always use the patting motion so that you get maximum coverage. Now I'm going to spot correct a little bit wherever I require. I'm going to take a little bit and use the tip of the blender and just spot correct wherever needed. I'm going to take the lighter concealer in the shade Maple and I'm just going to highlight her cheekbones and the other planes of the face. Again, I'm taking it on the back of my palm, dotting it a little bit on the chin and a little bit over here. Then we're going to take the blender and buffer everything out. The reason we are applying the lighter concealer on the central part of the face is because that's where the light hits. So you're going to get that whole highlighted look. Also on the higher planes of your cheekbones. Just blend everything out and make sure you're making the product work onto the skin so that you don't have any harsh lines. Next, I'm going to take a powder brush and I'm going to take a little bit of the compact and I'm just going to set the makeup under the eyes and on any plane that is shiny. When you're setting the makeup, just make sure you're pressing it and locking the concealer or foundation in place. Since it's an office look, you want to make sure your makeup is set properly and it lasts you throughout the day. Next, we're going to take a warmer compact in the shade Chestnut Beige and the same brush that I used to powder, and I'm going to just bring back the natural shadows on the face. I'm going under the cheekbones just to create that little shadow and little depth on the face. Also do a little bit on the jawline and make sure you're buffering it towards the hairline. Just make sure you've buffered everything well so that you don't have any harsh lines. A little I like to do on the temple as well, just to give it that pulled out effect. Next, we're moving on to the cheeks, and for that we're going to use the lip and cheek tint in the shade Pandora Pink. These tints are made with a lot of vitamin E, so it's very easy to use, extremely hydrating and super blendable. Again, you can build the product and you can warm it on the back of your hand. I like to use a sponge and just buffer it out. This product is again buildable, so start with little less product and then keep building on the product. It's a really nice fresh pink, very usable for the day, and the more you warm it, the more easily it blends into the skin. You can also apply it with your fingers or use a brush or a blender. Always start on the outside and whatever remains, you bring it onto the cheeks. Next, we're moving on to the lips. We're going to use the Stay With Me Liquid Matte Lipsticks and the shade is Off or Mauve. These lipsticks are very long lasting, but they're extremely hydrating and they're super pigmented. So for this look, we've picked a nice fresh day pink color and I'm going to take it with a brush. I'm going to apply it on the lips. They're super pigmented, just one swipe and you get a whole lot of color. I'm using the brush so that I get a precision. You can also use it with the applicator. It has a sponge applicator which makes it very easy to use. So this is our final look and you saw how easy it was to create this daytime look using Renée products. This is a very wearable look for your office and you don't need to touch it up because it's extremely long lasting and these products will last you the whole day. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and comment and don't forget to press the bell icon. This is Tanvi signing off.